Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Dashing with Big D. So tonight I'm getting ready to dash. I just got off of my full-time job. As most of you know, most DoorDashers are just part-time. They still end up working regular full-time jobs. That's the case for me. There's just not enough consistency with DoorDash that I feel like I could make it a full-time job, so I probably wouldn't even consider it, especially right now. So I just like to do this on part-time to earn extra cash that I like to turn around and reinvest into other things that I like to do, such as my hobbies and stocks and stuff like that. But tonight I just got off of work. I work late evening, so it is a little bit after 7 p.m. and I'm getting ready to head out to dash. I generally get off and I'll stop in this small town where DoorDash is available, and I'll log in and start dashing, generally for an hour or two, and then I gotta head home. So nothing different than any other day. So I log in, I pull it up on the map. I'll have stuff on the side here so you can see it, but the area was lit up red and it showed 3 bars. Generally that means it's very busy and there's orders in the system waiting on you to pick. In most cases, as soon as you log in, the order will populate to your screen, but not in my case in this small rural town. I ended up clicking the dash and pushing all the buttons and setting it up ready to go, and I rode from one end of town to the other for about 10 or 15 minutes with no orders. You know, it's very aggravating to see that and think that it's busy in this zone, and then to ride out there to dash in the zone and it really ain't that busy. So after sitting there for a little bit in the parking lot, just editing my videos for you guys, of course, I finally get this first order that pops up for China Wall. Looks like it's for $7, so I ended up accepting it and start heading that way to the restaurant. Ended up going in, swiping right on the screen and walking in to pick up the order. And these guys had it ready to go, which is very awesome. I love it when the food's ready to go. You don't have to wait around for a long amount of time, and it's awesome. It makes life so much simpler. So I ended up picking up the order and heading out to drop it off. I think it was for like 4.5 miles, something like that. So I had a good payout ratio of more than $1 per mile, which is what I shoot for. So overall the order looked good and worked out well. So I ended up taking the order. It pushes me out on the other end of town, but there's still some restaurants there, so I have the capability of having another order drop in as soon as I deliver, but that was not the case. So it's very slow this night, and ended up dropping that order off, having to double back around and go all the way back to the other end of town once again, where I sat for an even longer period of time before, ta-da, order number 2 pops up. Same restaurant, the one and only hot spot truly in this area, China Walk. Now this order looks a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. It's a pretty high payout. I believe it's close to like, I want to say like $11. I have a screenshot over here for you to see. Generally that means it's going to be a good distance unless it's just a good tipper, and sure enough I'm right. This one ends up being a little over 7 miles if I'm not mistaken. You'll see it in the card there. I'm just trying to go off of memory right now, but I ended up accepting the order anyways so that I could make the most out of this night and not sit around any longer, and ended up taking it, which wasn't too bad. It wasn't very long a drive as it was the distance. I was able to cut through the interstate on most of it, which ends up making it a very fast time, so I could drive further distance in a shorter amount of time. So I ended up dropping this one off, and I did not get any more orders before my dash ended up finishing out, and that's basically my night, guys. I dashed for an hour and a half, but I still did pretty well. Ended up making, I think it was like $22, close to it. That put me at just under, I'm gonna say maybe $18 an hour, since I worked an hour and a half technically. So that's still really good money for such a shift. Pretty much covered my tank of gas where I drove to work and back. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. And that's pretty much how it goes. Normally I wouldn't post a video about this because it wasn't really that great a night and it didn't have a lot of footage to show you guys. But I wanted to post it because of two things. You have to realize that DoorDash is not, how can I word this? It's not for everybody. You can get on there and you can watch all these YouTube channels and you'll see tons of videos where guys are making like $60 an hour. Some people's dropping $1,000 a week or more on DoorDash, or you know, they might dash for one day and make $200. All these really great explicit videos, they're all flashy and catchy with their money signs and their dollar signs and stuff. But you got to realize these people are coming out of places like San Francisco, California, New York, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You know, these are big city areas that have a population that is huge compared to these local rural areas like where I live. You know, I'm from Southwest Virginia. I dash a lot in Southwest Virginia, Tennessee side, and I have a few areas that are decent in population, but they're probably 1/10 of what these people are seeing. You know, when you're working in such a large zone like that, chances are you're going to get a lot of orders. And yes, you can cherry pick them orders and have amazing days. But when you get down here in a zone like this, you might see 2 orders in an hour and a half like I just did. If I would have turned down either one of those orders, chances are I wasn't going to get another order. So I ended up accepting them even though they weren't ideal orders like you would see in these other channels. So DoorDash, like I stated, is not for everyone. I mean, you're going to have to really pick and choose. There's some nights you're going to dash and you're going to make good money. And there's some nights you're not going to make any money. There's some nights you're going to come out with a loss because you lost gas for sitting there and you wasted your time. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled a 5 or 6 hour shift. I only made like $20. It's like I said, it's not for everyone. It is not rainbows and butterflies, guys. You really got to make a commitment to this, and you got to double down, and you got to figure it out. You got to do what's best for you in your situation, and you got to make it work for you. If you can't make this app work for you, you're not going to make money. That's just how it works, guys. You know, rant over though. Ended up finishing this night, $20-some. I ended up saving it, I guess you could say, with that last pretty decent size order. But had I not gotten that order, this would have been a horrible night. I would have felt like I wasted my time. So guys, I'm signing out. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are learning stuff from me, and I hope you're getting a realization on how DoorDash truly is for the majority of us guys out there. It's not rainbows and butterflies. It is work or sit there and wait. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscription button down there on the right and ring that bell so you get notifications. I drop out videos quite often,